All right, we got to see more of Cam Ward, the first overall pick, and I have to say, very impressed with him this preseason. It's just the preseason, right? Plenty of players have had good preseasons and not been good NFL players, but if you have a bad preseason, you're more likely to be bad, right? So it's at least the first test passed. But let's get into the film and let's specifically talk about the specific things that I liked about him. Yeah, let's just get into it. First things first, this play, the one you see on your screen, going to be a man coverage play on a 3rd down and 6 situation. So what's actually going to be interesting at first is actually the edge rusher. You see right off the bat, the edge rusher goes for a bit of an inside move right here. And I've actually talked about this on a previous video in the preseason already, but you kind of just can't do that with Cam Ward. Because first off, he's still looking down the field. He's still ready to throw the ball down the field if that's what he has to do, if that's what the situation calls for. But given that nothing's open, he now realizes, well, I have an opportunity to get some more time here because watch what he does. He scrambles out. It's the kind of thing where it seems like he can look in 2 different places at once. He has such good pocket presence. He can see what's going on while still keeping his eyes downfield. Listen, nothing's really open. He could try and force something, and in fact, that was a criticism of his in college, was that they said he tried to force too much, and they said that because he did try and force it too much, right? But still, you have a situation right here where watch him just run out of bounds, not doing anything too fancy here. It's 3rd and 6. I mean, you want to keep the drive alive, but sometimes you just can't. And you have to be smart in a situation like that. You just do. So I give him a lot of credit for being smart. Again, we saw Dylan Gabriel, another rookie, throw a pick 6 in kind of a similar situation. So I think that's a good play by Ward. We also saw him just be competent and run the offense. So this is on a later drive there, where what's going to happen on this one is this is a zone coverage concept. You have a receiver who's going to run a route trying to get into a gap in coverage. Simple enough. Ward's going to take the snap right here. He looks over. You have a player who's, this is wide open, quite frankly. And these are, preseason, you get this, right? Coverages tend to be basic. You have guys who maybe aren't used to playing with each other, trying to figure it out. Usually you'd want someone covering this up a little bit better. There is a safety just off screen, but still, it's open. But at the same time, for a quarterback, you want to get them to do this stuff, right? If you can do it at an easier level, eventually you'll be able to do it at a bit of a tougher level. Ward does make the throw, again, perfectly accurate, right? I mean, say what you want about how open it was. He still was right on the money. So, yeah, some good stuff here from Cam Ward. Nothing crazy, but good stuff. Heading over to this next one, it's a 3rd down and 9. I actually really like this play, even though, spoiler alert, it's not going to go for a conversion here. It's a 3rd down and 9. You see his man coverage across the board. Ward takes a snap. He goes through his progressions. His first read, once again, not open. And once again, he's able to kind of scramble outside the pocket. Okay, we've kind of seen that before. So I've circled a receiver you see on the screen. And there is a defender kind of off screen, so this isn't quite as open as it looks in the broadcast. But I'm watching this live, and I'm like, oh man, there's a player right over there. But it's all the way on the other side of the field. Of course, he's not going to see this. That's a bummer that you had an opportunity to maybe make this work. Except Ward does see this. He's able to get it over, and ultimately, it was the safety who came in and made a nice tackle. Not able to be a completion there, but not be able to be a conversion. There's a penalty, so they still ultimately got the conversion. But that's still kind of a good play, right? Hey, give it to a receiver. Maybe he can make a move and make the first down. It's an option, right? It's a chance of working as opposed to nothing. And it was safe. There was no danger of throwing an interception or anything. So again, these are smart plays, even if they're not getting you touchdowns immediately. What I want to see him do is be a smart quarterback, and we're seeing that. This next play is also an example of him just understanding football, being a smart quarterback. What's going to happen is it's a zone coverage play, and you see right here, so you have several routes to look at, but multiple routes are just going to try and clear out the area on a 1st and goal to try and get someone open underneath. Now, 2 things can happen. One, maybe you clear out a big enough lane, you can get a touchdown, but hopefully at the very least, you can just gain some yards, get inside the 5. Watch as when Cam Ward takes the snap, you see right here, he has a receiver who's kind of open, but there's also a Falcons defender you have to pay attention to. So you can't throw this more towards the middle of the field, or it could be picked, honestly. Defenders can move in on the ball very quickly in the NFL. You have to be careful. But look at Cam Ward here. He is already into throwing motion. That just, again, it goes to show he gets the NFL game, it seems like, right? It does, he is considered, I think, NFL ready, at least I consider him pretty NFL ready, and it's for stuff like this. Watch him quickly fire it, and fires it towards the outside to give his receiver a chance to get into the end zone. Wasn't quite able to do it, was a yard short, but again, being a yard short is better than being 3 yards short, and that made it easier for them to just rush it in a little bit later. So yeah, it's again, just good, competent quarterbacking by Cam Ward here. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, I think it was a good performance. Again, nothing earth-shattering, didn't really have an opportunity to be earth-shattering in this game, but did his job consistently, put the ball in the right spot, and ran the offense effectively. That's all you can really ask for if you're a Titans fan in the preseason. So we'll see how he does in a couple weeks, but for now, those are my thoughts on Cam Ward. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from ya, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.